Hello everybody, this is Rebecca Logan, and today I'm going to do another currently inked. Today I have 9 pens currently inked. Some of them you may have seen before in other videos, but some you won't have seen. We will start with my Leonardo Momento Zero pen chalet exclusive in the Jonathan Brooks material called Bohemian Twilight. This is another medium nib. I like my Leonardos with a medium nib. It's a gorgeous nib size for me. I love this material. I have number 31 of 100. This is a limited edition that came out in January of 2022. And it is inked with, well, you'll see that in a minute. Let's get started by writing the date. Today is April 21st, 2022. And no, I cannot do a straight line to save my life. I'll do my inky iris. And this is my Leonardo Momento Zero with the Jonathan Brooks exclusive material called Bohemian Twilight. It has a medium steel nib that is gold plated. All the trim on this is gold, and the ink is the Atramantis Paul Gauguin, also known as mint turquoise. It's a lovely color, but it smells. It smells bad. It is very stinky. It was stinky the first time I opened the ink bottle. This is my first inking. I can smell it from here. My nose is above the camera, yet I can smell the ink from here. So it is stinky. What else have I got in a medium nib? I should have done this in order of nib size, but I did not today. Today we're getting random order pens. You'll have seen this one before if you've watched my video on my 5 favorites between $50 and $100. This is my online Classic Vision, and I can tell the ink has oxidized because it is a pink ink and it is coming across here as a brown ink. Ooh, I'm a bit shaky today. Getting pinker. This is my online, a German company. Classic Vision, or Vision Classic in Cognac. See, we're getting pinker as we write. Another medium nib, steel nib this one. And this is Robert Oster Cherry Blossom. Now we're true to the color of the ink. I haven't used this pen for about a week, so it had oxidized quite a bit. It's very dark over here, but this is the true color. Lovely pen. I'll pull another medium. My Giada or Jade. Yep, another Leonardo Memento Zero. I have 2 of my Leonardos inked up right now. I don't have the blue Hawaii inked up. I might ink that next when one of these runs out. This is my Leonardo. Memento Zero in Jada or Jade. Medium with a gold plated steel nib. The ink is my sample of Pannonia Lichen, which I will not be buying a bottle of, not because I don't love it. I do love it, but I also have Vinta Inks Sirena, which is extremely, extremely similar to Pannonia Lichen. They are so close in color that I cannot justify a bottle of Pannonia Lichen as well, while I have the Vinta Sirena. So that's that pen. Let's see if I can do something better with lighting here. Lighting is a perpetual struggle. Let's go to some smaller nibs. Oh, no, wait, I have one more medium. My pen that I got in New Zealand, not New Zealand, in Australia while visiting my brother. This, and I'm opening the blind cap on the end because this is an eyedropper pen that if you open this blind cap, it allows more ink to flow through. There's a gasket down here. Opening this opens the gasket and allows ink to flow through to refresh the feed. If you keep the gasket closed, it doesn't refresh the feed. So for long sessions of writing, you have to write with the back open, just a little bit. A few millimeters is good. This is a very handy thing if you're traveling and you don't want to worry about your pens leaking. You can lock that down and it locks the ink in the barrel. This also holds a large capacity of ink. You can see from here to here is the ink capacity potential. I don't have that much ink in it. It's almost empty actually. But this is my Opus 88 Coloro in beige and smoke. This is another medium steel nib, and the ink is Califolio Gris de Pain. So every time I write with this pen, it reminds me of Australia, which is nice. Let's go down now. No, this one's a medium too. No, that's a fine. We'll go with this one, is a medium fine. This is a Sailor Pro Gear Slim Mini. And to write with this, you screw to post the cap. Once the cap is posted on the back, you have a full-length pen. This is oxidized too. I can tell the ink is oxidized right off the bat because it's coming out kind of a brownish gray. I'm going to need to prime this. I haven't written with it for about a week. Let's see if that worked or if I have to do more than just priming it. I'm going to need to do more. Off to the side, I have a notepad that I can tap and push pens on to get them started. Kind of just a scrap pad off to the side. you can really see the difference in color between that top heart and the other petals. The oxidized ink versus the fresh ink that I primed. So this is a Sailor Pro Gear Slim Mini in Rose Taupe. This is a 14 karat gold hard medium fine nib. It's a Japanese nib, so it's tends towards the fine side, although this is Cosmo Air Light paper, so it tends to make nibs write bigger. It tends to spread out the ink. This ink is another Robert Oster. Sorry, Robert Oster. I apologize, Mr. Oster, for mispronouncing your name. Robert Oster. This is Plum Nut. And if you're thinking it's quite similar to Cherry Blossom, you are right. It's just a little more brown. Goes nicely with the pen though. And I do like my matches. Let's see. Next up is a fine. This is my Retro 1951 Tornado EXT in the Lincoln colorway. I'm using this right now in my Some Lines a Day book, so it's getting written with every day, so I didn't need to prime that, and there's no oxidization of the ink. So this is my Retro 1951 Tornado EXT in Lincoln. This is a fine steel nib, and this ink is what? This is Colorverse. Colorverse is spelled with color the American way, even though it's a company from Taiwan, I believe. Colorverse Brunch Date. A lovely match. Here comes the giant cat. I'm very sorry. Yeah, the poor camera cannot focus on that because she is right under the iPhone. That's Nell. You see a little bit of her in the top corner there. So let's flip up to broad nibs. This one I'm probably going to have to prime, so without even thinking about it, I'm just going to prime it right off the bat. This is my Kaweco Sport. Priming this is a little iffy because it's a push plunger, not a twist, so I have to be careful of the amount I push, and I got ink on myself there. It's a very wet nib when it's primed. If you don't prime it, it dries out quite quickly. I don't know if that's a Kaweco Sport nib thing or it's just this particular nib. I don't have enough Kaweco Sports to know. Kaweco, German name, Sport. It's a Skyline Sport, but apparently I can't be arsed to write that. In mint. This nib is broad. It is steel. The ink is J-Balm. Diabolo Mint. Nell is apparently sticking with us and not biting me, so yay Nell. Next up is my Conklin Duragraph. I'm going to have to prime that. That's what you get for leaving your pens alone unused. I saw the ink bubble. Over to the side. This is a pastel ink. The last two are pastel inks. So Conklin Duragraph in amber. This has the replacement nib. It is a Conklin nib, but it is an aftermarket nib. I had to add this after 4 years of attempting to get this pen to write properly. Replaced the whole feed unit, nib and feed unit. Let's see, who is this? This is Ferris Wheel Press. I know with this broad nib I'm not going to have room to write that out, so FWP it is. Definitely peachy. I usually put a more amber ink in this pen, but I was feeling the definitely peachy the day I inked this, so. Thank you, Nell, for your contribution of cat hair. And the last pen, I am still in frame, so that is excellent, is my Bennu Talisman in Mandrake, the Mandrake colorway. We will address the controversy shortly. But first, let's get everything down on paper. So this is a Bennu Talisman in Mandrake. This is a steel broad that has been ground to an architect nib by Jack Hernandez, my local nib grinder, if you can call a 3.5 hour drive away local. We do call that local in Alberta. Canada is big and sparsely populated. This ink is Pannonia Balaton Keck. And you get I'm getting great shading from this nib. This beautiful architect nib. Now, I said I would address the controversy after I wrote down. Bennu is a Russian company. I bought this pen long before the Russian invasion of Ukraine. And Bennu has left Russia. They up and moved their entire business to Albania. So that is how they feel about the Russian invasion of Ukraine. They left the entire country. The company did, the family that owns it. So I don't feel bad using this pen, even though it originally came from Russia. Its creators do not support the war in Ukraine. So that's addressing the controversy. Plus it's pretty. It's really pretty. Let's see if we can get Nell to sniff it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's my currently inked for the week, or for the month. That's my some lines a day, so it gets use every day. The other ones have been sitting, as you can tell. I haven't been doing much writing. I've been doing lots of weaving, and we are renovating our bathrooms and our master bedroom. So writing has kind of been on the back burner for me while we do our renovation. Anyway, thank you for tuning in to watch my currently inked, possibly while you are cleaning pens, and have a great time playing with ink. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.